Welcome to Chapter 7 of Deadly Manners. Before we begin, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors.
What kind of underwear are you wearing right now? Okay, check this. MeUndies are the softest, most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear, period. Every pair of MeUndies is sustainably sourced, and it's made from micromodal. It's a fabric that's 3 times softer than cotton. It's very, very soft. If you're used to buying boring underwear, then MeUndies is going to change everything. You have to feel for yourself why MeUndies has sold over 5 million pairs to date. And if you don't love your first pair of MeUndies, then they're free. For a limited time, get 20% off your first pair, plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/deadly. That's MeUndies.com/deadly.
You know, a lot of people don't know about Michelle and I is that we are theater queens.
We're actually obsessed.
Obsessed. And TodayTix.com has made it so much simpler for people like us to get discount on premium seats and discounted tickets that normal people just wouldn't be able to get.
And y'all can choose. You can pay the money and get your front row seats, and they're discounted, by the way. Mm-hmm. Or you can get serious discounts in mezzanine. You can get balcony. They have all sorts of options. And one thing Today Tix never does is sell obstructed view seats.
That's right. I am in love with it. Michelle's in love with it.
Go to TodayTix.com or download the app, and don't forget the offer code for $15 off your first purchase is DEADLY.
Promo code DEADLY.
It was a widely accepted fact among the circles of high society that Nancy Clark was not known for her impeccable timing. More than just fashionably late, Nancy had a long-standing penchant for arriving to most situations at the least opportune moment. She had married Roger after he had discovered the bottle. And in one notable incident, she hosted a vineyard getaway after grape season. Poor timing was just Nancy's lot in life. Tonight was no exception.
Why are you all looking at me like that? What happened now?
Mere moments before Nancy rejoined the party, it had been revealed that her husband, along with William and Leslie Birch, had all been viciously attacked by an unseen assailant, leaving only 2 of them alive. Of course, Nancy, who had removed herself from the festivities for a short while to collect herself, had no way of knowing about the grisly attack. Or so she played it.
Oh, Nancy, thank goodness you're here. William, Roger, and Leslie were attacked. William and Roger are all right.
Did you see who it was?
Unfortunately, the attacker's identity remains unknown to us. It was dark. We were caught off guard. I was knocked out pretty quickly, and Roger was impaired.
If you never stop drinking, it's all one cocktail.
Of course it is, honey. What are we going to do, Veronica? We've got bodies piling up, and now our husbands look like blood-splattered ink blot tests.
Oh, come on!
Olivia, who had been observing the back and forth from a distance, had clearly had enough. Stomping over to her mother, the fiery young woman threw an accusatory finger in Nancy's direction.
Are we really not going to question the fact that she disappeared from the party for a bit, only to reappear after her husband was savagely attacked?
Well, I never...
Olivia, what are you trying to say?
That maybe if you look under Mrs. Clark's well-manicured nails, you wouldn't be surprised to find blood.
How dare you imply that I would attack my own husband?
Oh, please. It's no secret that you two barely get along. Maybe you just finally had enough.
Delicious.
Oh, yes.
Now, dearest, I know tensions are high and everyone is on edge, but we can't just go accusing everyone who happened to step out of the room of murder.
It just seems a little convenient. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, but Nancy isn't the only one who's been away from the group, as you yourself pointed out earlier.
Well, I'm not ruling out the fact that the killer and the attacker are different people. Maybe she's just an opportunist riding off the coattails of another success. It's not unheard of in these circles, is it, Mother?
Who is that directed to?
At this point, I don't even know. There have been so many pointed barbs this evening.
I didn't realize murder was a pointed barb.
It is when it interrupts entrees.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for solving the crime and keeping us safe, Olivia, but, as Mr. Clark and I pointed out earlier, the attacker had to have been a man, especially considering the fact he was able to overpower us.
Are you saying a woman wouldn't have the strength?
Not exactly the time for women's lib, dear.
Well, I'll tell you what it is time for.
At the sound of her voice, the small group that had gathered around Roger and William turned toward Barbara DuPont. The feisty socialite was wearing a look of smug annoyance on her face.
A snack of any sort, really. Overlooking the major faux pas that you ran out of crudité and killed someone with your main course, I think a little nibble now would be just deserved.
My apologies, Barbara dear, but the string of murders tonight have slowed the evening quite a bit.
Untimely death is no excuse for one's menu to grind to a halt. Why, J. Rockefeller's third cousin Bartholomew passed away from natural causes between the soup and the duck confit at the Arbor Day Gala, and the family powered through to the end of the meal before calling the coroner. Because that's what old Barty would have wanted. Because it's proper.
Wow. She really is a lot.
You have no idea. Of course, Barbara. Oh God, this is a disaster.
Again, people are dead.
Yes, but the people who aren't need to eat. It's my job as a hostess. You know what they say? If not dead, keep them fed.
No one says that.
I do. I say that.
Just let your mother attend to the party, dear.
Fine, but it's not over.
Well, if that's true, I'm gonna need another cocktail.
Dear.
What? I have only had one.
Moving to stand, Roger's face was suddenly contorted with an expression of immense pain. Clutching at one of the wounds he had only recently incurred, the politician began to wobble on his feet, perhaps for the first time due to a reason other than alcohol.
Roger!
Perhaps the senator should have a seat.
George, where did you come from?
He has a habit of doing that.
With the sudden arrival of the butler catching everyone off guard, Roger, already weak on his feet, stumbled forward. Taking the quickest route to the carpet below, Roger would have hit the ground with great force were it not for the quick action of William, who managed to catch his friend mid-fall. A feat which, though heroic, was also a considerable strain. Roger was, after all, the well-fed sort, and William was still suffering from his own wounds.
I've got you, my friend. I've got you. Oh, my back.
Perhaps you should also stay seated for the time being.
Yes, quite.
You are both still weak from the incident downstairs. If you'll allow me, I will fetch the first aid kit and tend to your wounds.
Yes, George, that will be quite fine. Thank you.
Might I suggest a certain medical elixir?
I will also bring the gentleman a cocktail.
Good man.
What a mess.
The bloodstains on the carpet, or just your husband in general?
Olivia!
It's a fair question.
Speaking of fair questions.
Ugh. Yes, I know. If only that quail egg she choked on at Valentino's Garden Jubilee had finished the job.
Veronica, my pet, I can hear you. And you know I wasn't really choking. I simply could not handle the amount of cayenne involved. But at least I was eating something.
Oh, dear, I seem to have spilled my Tom Collins.
Not to worry, sir. The alcohol will help sterilize the wounds.
I'm not sure the same can be said about the sugar syrup that serves as a mixer in that drink.
As long as he does not suffer from diabetes, I am certain he will survive.
Ugh, what a disaster. What next?
Behold, the veil has been pierced.
As if on cue, the fortune teller, long thought missing in action, appeared at the room's entrance. The sight of his ethereal beauty framed by the doorway made all heads turn in his direction, and for the moment caused those gathered to temporarily forget about their pangs of hunger.
I've returned from the beyond.
Oh my god! Did you travel to the spirit realm?
No, sugar. I got locked in the bathroom.
Raising his hand, the fortune teller showed the room a shiny doorknob clutched in his fist. The mechanism had been ripped free of whatever port it had once called home. With a casual toss, the fortune teller threw the knob onto the ground at Veronica's feet.
The knob got jammed and I was stuck in that bathroom for 4 whole hours. I eventually jimmied that sucker off with some bobby pins, a can of shaving cream, and a few items I would never mention in Nick's company.
So we have nothing to eat and no convenient way to deposit it if we did. Classic Veronica.
There's more than one bathroom in this house, Barb. It's not your summer cottage.
Hold on just a minute.
What now?
He's been missing for 4 hours, while an unknown murderer has been stalking the house and dispatching of the guests. And you're just willing to accept the fact that he was locked in the bathroom?
Well, shit does happen.
What are you suggesting, my child?
Please, you don't need a tarot deck to see what I'm trying to suggest.
Here we go again.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, calm down, Trixie Belden. You know exactly what it means. You can't just accuse everyone who's not in the room of murder.
I can when people are getting murdered.
Olivia, dear, you're becoming hysterical and you're causing a scene.
I'm causing a scene? There is a drunk man spilling gin over his bloody wounds, a fortune teller throwing pieces of the house at you, and a handful of bodies casually scattered about the house. Yet I'm causing a scene.
Yes, you certainly are, when you fixate on the party's flaws and not the positive aspects.
And what positive aspects were those?
And you honestly expect us to believe you've been in the bathroom for the last 4 hours?
It's true. If I was going to make up a place to be stuck, it'd be somewhere with far better reading material.
Those issues of Harper's Bazaar are both current and timely, thank you.
I don't buy it. For someone who can tell the future, you certainly did a poor job of seeing this coming.
Look, doll, I foresee the mysteries of life itself, not the shoddy craftsmanship on the guest room John.
Those doors were imported from Paris.
I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of it. I'm the one who was stuck in there. Did I miss something important?
Olivia smacked her forehead in disbelief.
Yes! People were killed. Several people. And the reason you're being so casual about it is simple. You killed them.
Now, Olivia, what did we say about accusing guests of homicide?
Me? You're saying I'm a murderer?
It makes sense. You're unaccounted for. You have no alibi.
Neither does that maid of yours, to be frank.
Yeah, what about her? Where's her alibi?
Beatrice rolled her eyes.
Part of being good help is attending quietly to the needs of the guests. I was merely doing my job.
I've been learning a lot about everyone here this evening. And as fun as it's been getting to know how phony you all are, this murder thing is getting pretty tired. I'd like to get it all solved already so I can go to bed and not worry about getting stabbed in my sleep.
Why would I want to kill anybody? What could I stand to gain from all this death?
You knew their secrets. Maybe they threaten your reputation.
That is a good point.
What good is it to see the future if it cannot be used to benefit the present?
Oh, that's very poetic, Jamesy. I could see you delivering that speech on the silver screen.
And I would do it all with my eyes.
The fortune teller turned his attention back to Olivia with a dramatic flourish.
You think I would kill these people because I'm afraid of what they might say about me? Girl, I'm a grown man in women's makeup, okay? You want secrets?
The fortune teller grabbed a nearby box of matches and lit one. Flicking off the lights, he held it up to his face in a most dramatic fashion.
I have foreseen a great truth about someone in this room. A shocking clarity that will unlock an enigma and unveil that individual's true self. Yes, in light of these accusations, it is time I reveal the truth about... Oh, rats!
The fortune teller's match burnt out.
Can I get another one of those matches?
Veronica rushed to turn the lights back on. As she did, those gathered were treated to a grisly sight. Lying prostrate upon the ground, the fortune teller. Sticking out of the fortune teller's head was the doorknob he had brought in from the bathroom, the sharp edges of its bottom half jammed into his skull. Blood began to pool around either side of his very dead head.
Aha!
Glancing from the body to Olivia, Nancy pointed an accusatory finger toward the girl.
What?
It was you!
Me?
Doesn't feel very good to be accused, does it?
How do you figure it was me?
After you forced his hand, he was about to reveal his secret, so you killed him.
That doesn't make any sense. I accused him of murder.
To throw us off the scent, clearly.
If I was trying to throw you off the scent, why would I kill the person I was trying to pin it on?
I don't know.
As the women bickered, William inspected the body.
Are we sure he's...
Yes, very. A knob to the noggin will do that.
Who's next, then? Why don't we all just off ourselves and get it over with?
Why does this keep happening? Whatever can we do?
Well, you could, for a start, feed your guests.
God, Barbara! You could stand a few hours if not stuffing your...
Catching Barbara's glance, Veronica's veneer immediately went back up.
I'm going to check on that right now. I don't want you getting any more peckish than you already are.
About time.
Beatrice, join me in the kitchen, would you? I need your assistance bringing the nibbles back to our guests.
Of course, ma'am. Mrs. Billings.
Thank you.
Mother, I can come help too.
No, dear, stay here with the other suspects.
You're a suspect too.
Yes, honey, we all are, but someone has to keep the party going. Come now, Beatrice.
Right away.
See? You're a suspect.
So are you.
Hopefully this isn't going to take too long. Otherwise, I may have to lead a march to the kitchen myself.
Oh, how very James Whale of you.
Seems the natives are getting restless, George.
Sir?
Could you do your best to placate Ms. DuPont and her sideshow until the missus returns?
Any suggestions?
Keep plying them with cocktails, I suppose.
Of course, sir. Though it seems we're both running low on gin and brandy.
What? Unacceptable!
I can go fetch more bottles, sir.
I don't know. I think it unwise to leave this group unattended for too long. They may get unruly.
I'll go get the bottles while your man attends to the crowd, then. And I will not continue to suffer the further indignities of this night without something to soothe my nerves.
Roger, I'm not sure...
I will, and I shall.
I'll go with you.
Nonsense!
You can barely walk in a straight line.
From blood loss, thank you very much. I can manage.
I'd prefer to see you there.
Always henpecking me, infernal woman.
Oh.
Thank you, Nancy.
Well then, come on. You're holding me up.
Meanwhile, in the kitchen...
Find anything? The more food in Barbara's mouth, the more likely she is to keep it shut.
Just some baking powder, another box of crackers, and a can of water chestnuts.
Grab the water chestnuts. Those are classy, right?
I don't even know what they are.
Perfect. Mysterious food. Food you can't completely identify is a hallmark of the rich, Beatrice. Better grab the crackers, too.
Yes, ma'am.
And what have I told you about calling me ma'am?
Veronica grabbed the maid's arm firmly, and intensity suddenly filled the air.
Only in the bedroom.
You're damn right.
Veronica tossed the water chestnuts and crackers aside, and they clattered to the floor. Beatrice vaulted herself into Veronica's arms. Passionately, they began to kiss, with lips interlocked and hands groping, the room was ablaze with sexual energy.
Oh, dear God, Beatrice, how I've needed your touch.
It's all I've been thinking about all evening. You don't think anyone's caught on yet, do you?
No. I think I've done a good job at completely throwing them off.
Veronica, our little rendezvous just haven't been enough.
I'm sorry. My husband's eyes have been ever watchful, and that bitch Barbara DuPont has been on me like a hawk.
I know what I would like to be on. Like a hawk.
Shoving Veronica against a nearby counter, Beatrice continued the sexual barrage. As the women slammed against cabinets and counters, Veronica let out a moan of ecstasy. With each new bump and slap, it became clear that Veronica was as aroused by the roughhousing as she was by the tryst itself. Clapping her hand hard against Beatrice's behind, one could now understand the bruises that marked the maid's body were not wounds of abuse, but rather souvenirs of an intense tete-a-tete. As the women writhed against each other, knocking kitchenware to and fro, they could scarcely hear the oncoming footsteps of...
What in the devil?
At the sound of the intrusion, Veronica pushed Beatrice away with a mighty shove. Standing, the lady of the house dusted herself off, finally taking in the interlopers, Roger and Nancy, who were both standing with mouths agape.
I can explain.
I think my eyes has given me explanation enough. You're a sex pervert.
Now wait just a minute.
I have no interest in hearing your denial. I know what I saw. Filth!
Now, sir, I know what you saw appeared carnal in nature, but I assure you that there is more to it than mere perverse intent.
And what do you know? You're the help. If anything, you're the victim here. You are surely not the first servant to have been forced into weirdo sex games with their employer.
Oh, should I be locking up our help now too?
Nancy? Don't you even...
I love her.
A silence fell over the kitchen.
Beatrice.
Well, I do. And I believe she loves me.
Veronica?
I...
Standing before her so-called friends, Veronica looked from Roger and Nancy to Beatrice and back again several times. Finally, her eyes fell on the maid with a mixture of passion, determination, and a hint of defeat.
I do.
Oh my. I've heard about this. The love that dare not speak its name.
Lesbians!
He dared.
It's unnatural. It's unseemly. Does William know?
What do you think?
Well, I can't keep this from him. No man of society deserves to be played a fool like this, especially by you feminist sex freaks.
Roger turned on his heel to head for the door.
I refuse to let my friend be in the dark any longer, madame. Your charade ends tonight.
Roger, wait.
Hurtling herself towards the door, Nancy blocked Roger's path to the exit. Incredulous, Roger glared at his wife with annoyance.
Get out of my way, Nancy. We have to tell William about this sickening development. For all we know, they've been murdering everyone in a fit of sapphic lust.
Absolutely not. In fact, I was going to ask her to run away with me.
You were?
Yes. The truth is, the fortune teller was right. I was planning on leaving, but not without you.
Veronica was at a loss for words. She gently grabbed Beatrice's hand and stroked it softly. Nancy watched as the two women looked at each other with more love in their eyes than she had ever seen. She turned to her husband, poking a finger into his chest.
No, you won't be telling William.
Surprised by her sudden shift in tone, Roger stared at his wife in disbelief.
You're going to try to tell me what to do? Again?
Yes. Yes, I am. Because who are we to stand in the way of true love, Roger?
We're decent. Red-blooded Americans who don't hold with this kind of malarkey, that's who. What they're doing is a mockery of the kind of relationships normal people like you and I have.
This relationship is a farce, and we both know it. I married you because my family fortune was dried up, and I was afraid that without a man I'd have nothing. I'd be nothing. Well, honey, I learned that money isn't everything.
How dare you? I saved your ass. If that's not love, I don't know what is.
Nancy pointed towards Veronica and Beatrice.
No, Roger. That's love. I saw more of a spark between them than has existed between us in years. I know what love looks like when I see it because it hasn't existed in my life for a very long time.
Nancy!
I won't let you ruin the love of these two fine people the way you ruined ours, Roger. Seeing them tonight has empowered me.
Yeah? And what are you gonna do about it?
So help me, if we survive this night, I'm going to go out into the world and find the love I deserve. I'm going to leave you, Roger.
Now just one damn minute.
And I swear to God, if you go out there and tell William Billings what you just saw in here, I will kill you myself.
Thank you for listening. We're going to leave you with a preview of Chapter 8 after this quick word from our sponsors.
MeUndies are the softest, most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear, period. For a limited time, get 20% off your first pair, plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/deadly. That's MeUndies.com/deadly.
The best way to get theater tickets in this day and age is to go to Today Tix. Honey, download the app and get discounts like you've never seen before.
And use the code DEADLY for $15 off your first purchase and treat yourself to a show.
Promo code DEADLY.
Just what the devil do you think you're doing, woman?
Nancy, you should put the knife down.
I was willing to keep this quiet tonight. I promised you I would. But as usual, you only thought of yourself.
Death is the great equalizer of us all.
Minor details.